Okay, I know Yu-Gi-Oh is not something most people think about. Um, it's a very niche thing. It's not even something on like 4chan's traditional games. It's pretty big on Reddit, but Reddit is for fags. I mean, it's moderators either which way. Reddit, 4chan, whatever. But Reddit is like 4chan, but with less memes and more complaining. But you get banned all the same. Which, just to interject, fucking Yu-Gi-Oh redditors care more about a card getting banned than a person. Try figuring that one out. But whatever. The point is that you go on Yu-Gi-Oh Reddit and it's nothing but a circle jerk. I mean, I know you expect that on any website, but it's sad that you have to expect that. It's sad that you can't criticize something and have an account, let alone be acknowledged for making valid points. I can get more out of watching the YouTubers talk about Yu-Gi-Oh than I can on Reddit. I mean, they probably aren't going to respond to my messages, but the fact is that the YouTube community of Yu-Gi-Oh players is actually a lot more hospitable and willing to admit flaws than anywhere else that involves Yu-Gi-Oh, any written board. Um, and my point into this is, I'm just using Yu-Gi-Oh as an example. All gaming hobbies in general have this problem. The reason why I'm using Yu-Gi-Oh as the example is because, well, I've been playing it lately on Yu-Gi Pro with the Link monsters and trying to figure that shit out and etc. And my point is that fucking this is not a game intended for anybody, let alone children. I don't care if Japanese people are the smartest people on the planet and they're all robots. It's still not intended for them. Because even a robot would have some kind of common denominator algorithm that is non existent in Yu Gi Oh! A big word in Yu Gi Oh! Is consistency. Where the fuck is the consistency? Yeah, there's consistency in effects to a degree, but every card can mean something different and have the same wording. The card could change based on factors that have nothing to do with the card itself. A card could say, draw a card, but then you could not draw the card because you played it at the wrong time, or its activation is cancelled from an arbitrary standpoint, or all kinds of multitude of reasons that you have no control over. And with all the fucking cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, there's like literally a couple million of them. There is no way you are going to be able to strategize when you're dealing with a magnitude of small I infinite of fucking cards to choose from, and they only get more broken with each new set. So it's just not a good game. It can be fun if you enjoy trolling people, which I do. I love aggravating people, but that doesn't make it a good game. That just means you like being a dick. If you like being a dick, that's fine. I'm not going to judge you for that. I like being a dick. But you cannot misconstrue it. You are a dick if you play this game, or you're a complete idiot. And if you're a complete idiot, then dicks like me are going to enjoy making you a salty faggot. But even sometimes I get salty, because it's really, really dumb. The game is really, really dumb. There is no being good at Yu-Gi-Oh! None. I could literally just write down cards on a pen, on some paper, and then print them out on cardboard, and it'd be about as good as Yu-Gi-Oh! As far as mechanics go. It won't be as popular, clearly, but it would be just about as balanced and, practical as Yu-Gi-Oh! And the fan base, they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They might complain about the new thing, but it's not the new thing that was the problem. The old thing was the problem. The very beginning of it was the problem. When you first started fucking Yu-Gi-Oh, you had the normal monsters, and then you had effect monsters. Why would you play a normal monster when you could have an effect? Relatively, effect monsters are going to be about equal to normal monsters. Maybe a few hundred less attack points here and there, but in general, you're going to want those fucking effects. I don't care how much support normal monsters get. It's never going to be enough. Not to just have a plain cardboard card that doesn't do shit and is just a beat stick, quote unquote. Because even those beat sticks, quote unquote, will be surpassed by a relatively decent effect in one of the many, many situations that could occur. For example, I remember getting banned one time for pointing out Blackwing Gale was pretty much a 2400 attack at level 3. You could place it, boom, you got 2400 attack. Not because it was literally that much, but it's a 1300 attack that halves the attack power of another monster once per turn. So as long as that thing is 2500 or less attack, you can destroy it in battle. Now, there are a lot of situations where you probably will never even get the chance. It's going to get destroyed by some kind of trap, or more likely a monster effect, because nobody fucking plays traps, all sorts of things. But the fact of the matter is, you have a level 3 guy that can once per turn basically be 2500 or below. And meanwhile, you're worried about power creep of, like, let's say a level 4 vanilla monster being 2500. Why? Can you not do math? I don't think Konami can do math, but can you not do math either? And then and that's just a small, this big of the problems, because it's not the broken cards that are the problem. You could limit those to 1 per deck or some shit like that. It's not only the retarded fan base, but the retarded creators. The creators make retarded cards, and then the fan base wants more. For example, none of the fan base is upset about the banned list. I mean, they're upset about some of the newer cards banned list, but some things that should be staples, they don't give a shit about. Pot of Greed. No, can't have it. A simple spell card that draws 2 cards. Pretty essential in just about any card game. Nope. Broken as fuck. How? There's like 3 problems I'm thinking right off the back of my head. Fucking 1, in a 40 to 60 card deck, and you draw a starting hand of 5 cards, and you draw 1 card per turn. That is very slow. You are going to need means of getting more cards in your hand to actually play the fucking game. If you don't have a good starting hand, you've lost. If you don't have a means of getting more resources right away, you've lost. Therefore, you need card drawing. Card drawing is actually the weaker end of the spectrum of a card game. Card searching is better. And there's plenty of card searching in Yu-Gi-Oh! There's plenty of graveyard manipulation in Yu-Gi-Oh! You have a card in your graveyard, put it back in your hand, or you get it from your deck and you put it in your hand, or you can even special summon shit from your hand or from your deck, and blah blah blah. All of that is much greater than just, I draw a couple more cards, because those cards might not do shit for you. So in reality, Pot of Greed is the least of your worries. But no, they won't do it. Card drawing, bad. They keep finding ways to limit card drawing. Either they make cards that are just ridiculous, like they help the opponent more than they give you, because you already are using a card, and then you're just drawing a card, which, that is another thing. Minimizing the deck size is 90% of the time good in a card game. But the point is, drawing 1 fucking card isn't. And not only are these cards a 2-for-1 loss, a very negative return, but on top of it, a lot of times they restrict them. Upstart Goblin gives your opponent thousands of life points, which is nothing. It's minuscule in the grand scheme of things. But the fact is, they give him life points for 1 fucking card, and it's 1 per deck. But meanwhile, Mystic Tomato is 3 per deck, and it can get you a dark monster that's like 1500 or less attack from your deck. Boom, right on the field, no questions asked. That used to be restricted back when my beard was only like this big. But yeah, why? That doesn't make any fucking sense. None of this makes any fucking sense. But they don't want to talk about that because they're stupid and gay.